After the release of WWE 2K15, the series had a problem. While it was the most realistic looking game of all time, it kinda felt small, and that was due to the lack of content. So the next installment of the 2K series had one simple job: restore the content. And in many ways it did. But that also taught 2K and Visual Concepts a very dangerous lesson. We can just slowly bring back content and present it as a major selling point. We're talking about WWE 2K16, the game that had to win fans back, and the game that started 2K's way of selling the series moving forward. We'll talk about that in a second. But Mustafa, if you're still here, thank you first of all for already being here. Appreciate it. I have a question for you. I know your time zone is vastly different than mine. After this event, like I said, I'm reevaluating stuff to do on the channel. Oh, thanks, Bean Sun Toast. Yes. Yeah, Bean Sun Toast. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Thank you for stopping by. I want to, if I'm moving forward, if I were to stream after this event, I'm trying to find a realistic time where everyone, because since you're clearly in a completely different time zone, you said it's like 3 o'clock right now, right? What about 11 a.m.? So if it's 11 a.m., it would be 6 p.m. in the afternoon for you. Does that sound better? Does that sound like a realistic time? I'm trying to figure out a time that'll be better for everyone. Unfortunately, we're still until the end of 2K25. We're going to be at 8 o'clock. I just haven't presented that way. But moving forward, is there a good, well, first of all, this Renee, I'm just going to call you Renee, because that's a very long name I do not want to mispronounce. Is there a good WWE game for mobile without emulation? I can come back to you with that in a second before I lose my train of thought. But thanks for stopping by, Renee. And what's up, Michael? Thanks for being here. A lot of you guys are already here. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's talk about the story of 2K16 real quick, and then we can get started. I'll answer your question, Renee, once we get to gameplay. It'll be easier for me. I was gonna say Supercard, and then the other one is Champions. However, hopefully you don't spend a lot of money like a certain YouTuber that I know, that who shall not be named, but if you know who know, he's very famous for WWE Champions. So there's that. So yes, the story of 2K16 begins here in this interview with GameSpot. I don't know who is talking. Mark Little, I guess. I don't hear his name in conversations with Visual Concepts anymore today. He might not be here. One of the questions that they asked was, one of the main criticism of last year's game was a lack of features and wrestlers, but you seem to have addressed those with the reintroduction of many fan favorite features and the inclusion of the Hughes roster. Was that always the plan, or was it a direct response to fan feedback from last year? Let's see what he said. It was actually both. We looked at a lot of fan and critical feedback, and both groups ultimately wanted the same thing. Our goal every year is to deliver the most robust, feature-packed WWE game that fans and gamers want. We are very happy with the largest roster in our history, and bring several features back plus more, while making them better than they may have been last year. Keep the largest roster in our history part in mind. What's up? No, it's not. I'm always sleep at 6 a.m. because I'm jobless current. Gotcha. So basically, I just want to be in a time moving forward after this event. If I am going to live stream more, I want to present it in a time where everyone is okay with it, because I just feel bad that you said it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate you being here, Mustafa. You've been here mostly every single day since you first joined, so I do appreciate that. That's why I just want to figure out the right time zone. But yeah, essentially, they realized the feedback for the next gen system. They know that they took out a lot of stuff. So what was their answer to that? Well, their biggest selling point was WWE 2K16 had more than 120 playable wrestlers, almost doubling last year's total. So they basically touted, yes, we're going to have 120 unique character models. What's up, Slade? Thanks for being here. This was their biggest selling point of the game, which we'll lead into. WWE 2K16, once again published by 2K, and co-developed by Visual Concepts. Same situation, Ukes is basically handling more of the gameplay aspects, and Visual Concepts more of the presentation. I'm assuming that was the joint venture that they had, because It'll be evident later on when we get to 2K20 which one was really working on gameplay and which one wasn't really doing much. We'll get to that. As before, Xbox One, PS4 are the next gen versions, and the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions are the last gen. Now, unlike 2K15, where there was a exclusive mode for the last gen version, which was Who Got NXT, I didn't really talk about that much. I'll talk about briefly here. Essentially, it was more of their version of a additional showcase, but it was just for the NXT wrestlers that were in the game, like Sami Zayn, Rusev. It was kind of a abridged version of their careers at that point. And then once you beat it, you essentially had a that game's version of the streak, but you actually fought John Cena. And it was, if you played 2K14, he's like on Legends difficulty, hard as hell. You get the idea. So that was Who Got NXT. But with this game, there was no exclusive mode. So if you got a last gen version, now you're kind of screwed, because not only do you not have My Career, they don't have a replacement for that. So arguably, even though you might not like the gameplay of the simulation style for the next gen version, you're getting now less content in the last gen than the next gen. And then once again, it came out on Steam months later, around the spring, with all the DLC. So if you can somehow find a Steam key, you've never bought this game before, and you have a good PC, this will pretty much be the only way left to get all the DLC. Quick comparison for the last gen version. Well, here's the next gen version with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Yes, they're updated with their tag team, because they're a tag team stable. Hello, Alex. Thanks for stopping by. Talk about 2K16, as you can see. It's gonna be an interesting ride. And the last gen version, the only thing last gen had was 2K Showcase Stone Cold. Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, they had that and the hopefully they had universe mode. I hope. I had the PS3 version. How was the PS3 version? This game was fantastic. Yes, this is one of, I mean, a lot of people would say this is essentially, this was essentially the last time. 2K16 is essentially the last game where they tried. That's the best way I could put it. It's a nice way I could put it. And we'll see starting tomorrow what I mean when they tried. This is the last game where they tried. So, the biggest selling point. The biggest roster of all time. So, for direct, well, let's see. Oh, what's up, Kwamik? Kwamik. I don't know why I said your name like that. Thanks for stopping by, man. How you been? How is everyone's weekend? I know it's the Sunday. I know it's the end of the week, or probably Monday for the start of a lot of you. How was everyone's weekend? Everyone had a good time. I know during the weekend we heard that more superstars got released. Like for those following wrestling news, we talked about briefly yesterday with the New Day, Tonga Loa, Jeff Cobb. So yeah, I think they removed the online pass for 2K15. I never played 2K15 online mode, but I remember 2K16 was online free. I guess that depends, because yeah, no, you're absolutely right. 2K15 and starting with 2K15, there was no fan access, the online access, because during the Xbox 360 and PS3 days, you had to buy a separate pass just to pay online for those games. Yes, the fan access thing, but I believe starting with 2K15 next gen moving forward, you didn't have to pay for it. It was a weird time. Yes, $10 just to play online, and if you had Xbox Gold, although for PS3 players, I believe at the time online was free anyway. So this is how Showcase should be on retire. Exactly, like I said, this is pretty much the last time they tried. I got this game for my Xbox 360, and then I rebought it for Xbox One. So which one do you think is superior, since you have both stances on it? I've only played the next gen version. Maybe one day I'm gonna buy all three versions of the last gen, 15, 16, and 17, so I can just try it for myself to see, is it worth it. Fun fact about the PS3 version, 2K16 on the spine for 2K16, the 2K16 logo is missing. Is that true? Interesting. I might have to look into that. The Xbox One version, that's fair. But getting back on topic for a second, the roster for comparison: 2K14 on disc, not counting the Ultimate Warrior and the Undertaker American Badass, because even though they were technically on the game, they were not accessible unless you either pre-ordered it or bought the Deadman edition. There was 84 people you can actually play on disc before DLC. 2K15 on disc before DLC, and excluding Sting and Hogan, you only had 67 on disc roster. So 2K16 was 120, and they're technically right. But here's the problem, right? It sounds great from the jump from 2K15 to 2K16 where almost double the amount. But in reality, is it? If you remove 2K15, oh wait, if you remove 2K15, the original roster size was 84. So now if you go from 84 to 120, that's like a little over 40. Doesn't sound as impressive with 60, right? 60 to 120 sounds way more impressive once you take out the 2K, when you take out the 2K14 factor. So essentially, they really wanted to sell like, yeah, we doubled the roster. But did you really double the roster if you took out a quarter of it in the previous game, even though the game before that had more than the current game? So now you're artificially saying it's bigger than what it actually is. Like, it's semantics, I know, but it's like the marketing is very interesting. And this was, I must stress, this was the main selling point of this game, besides the 2K showcase of Stone Cold. This is what they were touting as, don't believe me? This is what they were touting as the main selling point. Back of it, Raise Some Hell, I know it's going to be brief. I mean, it's going to be hard to see, but right on top, boom, the biggest roster in game history. That was their biggest selling point. My weekend was good. Glad everyone had a good weekend. Well, at least for you, Michael. What up, my friend? Hope you're having a good day. Hi. Okay, let me pronounce your name. I'm Vincent. Okay, we're just gonna go with Vincent. Hopefully I said that right. Thank you for stopping by, man. 2K16 Next Gen is the best version. Was Legendary Best Showcase, and we're gonna go through it. Luckily, unlike 2K15, I have all 2K16 unlocked, so we can play through certain matches if you guys want me to. 130 roster was something unheard of back then. Also, the first game put the entire NXT roster. But we're going to talk about some four glaring omissions in tomorrow's stream and how that relates to it. I remember the annoying system on the PS4 version of WWE. What was the annoying version of it? Please tell me. And then they had the Doc Hall of Fame showcase top that. Yep. And luckily, I do have that. They removed Hogan again. We're going to talk about that. And he was 100% supposed to be in the game. I remember their first gameplay reveal of Finn Demon. Yes, when they revealed the Demon the first time, like, they were not kidding. Like, they wanted to show off everything. They did not. I really thought they were going to make him or Kevin Owens as a pre-order bonus DLC, because. But luckily they didn't. And 31 still, to this day, even in general, I feel like WrestleMania 31 had the best presentation design-wise of any WrestleMania. Besides, what was it, 33 with like the theme park. But I just feel like 31 with the like just the future. Kind of futuristic at the time. I just always thought it was cool. Movie Hogan still hurts to this day. I mean, there was obviously, we're gonna look at it later how he was in the game at this point, because obviously when he got removed from 15, they were working on 16. It showed how close he was still being in the game. Where you had to I guess we're gonna present that during it. I used to make YouTube videos on 2K16 reveals, and that's how I got my one. Oh, okay, I had no idea. I'd check out your channel. Do you still post more content? Daylight WrestleMania was great. It's very few times where it was. I think WrestleMania 9 was the last one. That's why I liked the presentation. Where was I? So yes, the main selling point was 120 roster. So normally we'll go straight into gameplay, but since that was the main selling point, let's look at that. So we're already jumping into the roster real quick. We're just gonna see. Didn't delete. I mean, I deleted them all. Oh damn, you should at least unlisted them, man. Oh, unlisted. Okay, that's what you say. You see unlisted. That's what I'm about to say. Don't never delete your videos, man. We're actually going to look at the biggest roster of all time. And once I read off the roster, you're going to notice there are some glaring omissions despite everything. Keep in mind, context, this was the year based on 2015 roster, even though it's called 2K16, so keep that in mind. Keep in mind it's about showcase for Stone Cold, so you're going to see a lot of wrestlers there. And keep in mind they were really pushing NXT roster. So an RKO reversal gave, like, it's that stomped the RKO reversal. That's why I like the WrestleMania. That WrestleMania was very solid. Honest to God, that was a very solid WrestleMania. Only had like 7 matches on the card, I believe 7 or 8, but that was a very solid WrestleMania. So the roster, let's begin. We're not going to count the DLC yet. Adam Rose, who makes his debut, Aiden English, Alicia Fox, Andre the Giant, Bad News Barrett, Bam Bam Bigelow, the debut of Baron Corbin, Batista, Big E in his New Day gimmick, Big Show, the one Billy Gunn, Bo Dallas, Booker T, Bray Wyatt, Bret Hart, Brian Pillman. Yes, Brian Pillman actually in the game. Brie Bella, British Bulldog, Brock Lesnar, Cactus Jack, Cameron, Cesaro, Chris Jericho 01, Christian, Colonel Mustafa, Colin Cassidy before he was known as Big Cass, Curtis Axel, D'Lo Brown, Damian Mizdow, Daniel Bryan. This will also be the last game until 19 where Daniel Bryan is considered an active wrestler. Darren Young, Dean Ambrose in his new after post Shield, DDP, Dolph Ziggler, Dude Love, Dusty Rhodes, Edge, Emma, Enzo Amore, who's supposed to be in last game but he didn't make the cut, Eric Rowan, Eva Marie, Fandango, Farouk, Finn Balor. He's in both his regular and his war paint. It wasn't known as the Demon back then, but it was war paint. Fit Finley, the General, Goldust, Haku, Heath Slater, Hideo Itami. Yes, I sometimes forget he was in this game series. The Honky Tonk Man, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Jack Swagger, Jake Roberts, JBL, Jey Uso, Jim Neidhart, Jimmy Uso, John Cena, Kalisto, Kama Mustafa, which is aka Papa Shango, aka The Godfather, Kane in both Corporate Kane and 01, Ken Shamrock makes a reappearance, Kevin Nash, Kevin Owens, who makes his debut. I really thought he was going to be DLC in this game, but luckily they didn't. Kofi Kingston, Connor, Lana still manager. She does become playable until 2K19, I believe. Layla's interesting because she left way early. Her last match was like in April, but I guess they still had a model of her and they decided to just put her in there. Lex Luger, Lita. Lita's DLC. We're going to talk about that. Lord Steven Regal, Luke Harper, Mankind, Mark Henry, and 98. Mikey Ripwreck. Yes, the one and only time he's in this game. From ECW. Mr. McMahon, Naomi, Natalia, Neville, Nikki, Paige, Paul White, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Randy Savage, and 91 Randy, but he's DLC. Ric Flair, Rick Rude, Ricky Steamboat. I know it's a lot of people. I meant for Adam Rose debuted in 2K15. Did he? I completely forgot. Huh. If he did, I completely forgot about that. And I have him on the roster too. That's crazy. Didn't I just read him off it's too many people on the roster. All right. But thanks for correcting me. That was the case. Brad Maddox, Page Woods, and Triple Threat match. Don't do that, man. The only flaw about 2K16 was removal of Hogan in the absence of the 4 Horsewomen. And we're going to talk about the 4 Horsewomen, maybe in the next game, because it relates to my theory of why they did that specifically for 2K17. Good old times. Hall of Fame showcase was good. I got hurt when they stopped adding Hall of Famers after 2K18. Still can't believe they didn't add Hillbilly Jim. I had a hope. He was in Here Comes the Pain, so I don't understand like his Legends deal contract or whatnot. He was in Here Comes the Pain, so I don't understand why he's not in current games. They didn't let Hogan to induct. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Because Hogan was basically blacklisted at the time. This was definitely a stacked roster, especially compared to the previous entries. 120. Of course, it's going to look stacked retroactively when you remove a core of the roster from the previous year. 2K17, 2K18 sunk since there was no showcase. Yes, people hate it, but the 2K showcase gave the game identity and a timeline to have attires in uniform. It's basically an excuse. 2K showcase best trait is essentially an excuse to add superstars that will never be part of the game due to the current roster. Case in point, 2K15. The rivalry between John Cena and CM Punk and Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Now, for John Cena and CM Punk, you're essentially just getting earlier versions, like a couple years ago for superstars. But with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, what I liked about it, again, we got the ruthless aggression era. Again, when is the next time we're ever going to have Kane 2002? Well, next time we're going to have Booker T with short hair. When next time we're ever going to have Chris Jericho, which is never, during a ruthless aggression era with long hair. Like, that's stuff like that we're never going to get back. And those ruthless aggression arenas, Survivor Series 2000, like all that good stuff. 2K17 has showcased if you had DLC. You're right. And luckily, I did buy it. And we're going to talk about their decision for doing that. It's a weird decision. Hogan and Punk were the main stars 2K14, 15. Both were going from 60. It's great. Well, but yeah, Punk was already gone by the time 2K15 came out. I'm going to call a show. Well, it's a whole, at the end of the day, it is a showcase, but it's just the way they went about doing it is very interesting, which we'll talk about tomorrow. But to continue on, we're almost done, guys. But I'm just touting this was their main selling point, so I have to go over the roster. Rikishi, Roddy Piper. Oh no, not Roddy Piper. Roman Reigns, even though he's essentially his post Shield, but You get the idea. Rusev, Ryback, Sami Zayn, Santino Marella, Savio Vega, Seth Rollins, Sergeant Slaughter, Shane McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Sheamus now is an updated gimmick, or updated look, I should say. Simon Gotch, Sin Cara, who's supposed to be in the last game as a DLC, but he didn't make the cut. Stardust. Cody Rhodes was supposed to, Cody Rhodes wanted his original gimmick in there as well, but WWE would not let him do that. So we just have Stardust, so no more Cody. Stephanie McMahon, Sting, 91 and 99. Stone Cold 03, Stone Cold 97, Stunning Steve Austin, Summer Rae, Superstar Steve Austin, Tamina, The Miz, The Rock 03, which has a very weird render. That's not The Rock 03, that's more of Rock 1999 2000. Titus O'Neil, Triple H, and Triple H 01. Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior, Undertaker 01. Yes, one of the few games that has Undertaker 01 in it anymore. Undertaker 99, Vader, Victor, William Regal, X-Pac, Xavier Woods, Zack Ryder. You get the idea. This was the biggest roster at the time, and that's what they were really hammering home. It's like 2K is allergic to Ruthless Aggression Era or something. Well, because it's not PG. In Attitude Era, they could just get away with some. I think so. The thing with the Ruthless Aggression Era is there's two things where I feel like they don't really normally would advertise the Ruthless Aggression Era. One, because that has more of Chris Benoit than anything, so it kind of has to scale away. I know they can always work around it. Attitude Era, Chris Benoit didn't come until literally like the last year, so they can always market the Attitude Era without an issue. But Ruthless Aggression, it has Chris Benoit, so it's like we can't. That's probably like their stance on it. WWE 2K16, the only WWE game to have Harlem Heat. That is true. I don't recall Stevie Ray being any other game besides this one. I remember seeing a commercial for WWE. They try again. I have to give them credit. From here to 17, they tried. 18, they stopped caring. From 18, even despite 17's questionable decisions for the game itself, the marketing was great. But everything after, they just stopped trying. They just stopped trying and caring. They just went with the status quo. 2K60 had a glitch to remove Stardust face paint. Really? I had no idea. 2011, 13, 14 had badass Undertaker though. Well, no, I said 01 Undertaker. 01 Undertaker. I said one of the last games. I know 11 had it. 13 did not have the American Badass. 14 had 2000 Undertaker, but not 01 Undertaker. That's what I meant, because it has Roland. Unfortunately, the last time I checked, 2011 didn't have the Roland theme. That's the reason why I tout this one, because it actually had Roland. And just to quickly show off, speaking of the Undertaker, what a nice segue. 2K21 was supposed to have a Ruthless Aggression Showcase, but they canceled it. What could have been? I mean, I had no idea, but unfortunately 2K21 is always gonna be a what if. We're so fucking bad, man. We're gonna show it tomorrow. Again, I told you we're gonna reach a certain point where the games start blending in, and that unfortunately starts tomorrow with 17 and 18. If 2K would do another showcase on a pay-per-view throughout the year, what should it be? In terms of, if I were to do another rivalry showcase, I think the one that they can actually do, that they can do fully from beginning to end, I'm really trying to think. It's hard now due to AEW, but they can make it work because, i.e. Billy Gunn. Their best course of action is just do someone retired. So they have basically a couple options. They have The Undertaker and they have Triple H. They could do those two. They could definitively do an Undertaker and Triple H showcase with no issues because their careers are over. Hell, even AJ Styles now. Yes, they could do AJ Styles. Drew himself confirmed he was going to be the face cover 2K. Oh, then that sucks them. But yeah, they could do it. I'm talking about in terms of that. And maybe Brock. But Brock, we know Brock's not done. He's coming back at SummerSlam to do his retirement. But just to quickly, before we actually get in gameplay, before we actually get to gameplay, we're just going to show a graphic comparison thanks to IGN, just to showcase the difference between the last gen version. I went ahead and scratch. Well, I appreciate it, Vincent. I mean, you're probably just first time stopping by, wondering what all this is. I lost my train of thought. This is the 25-day event where we go through every game to see how we got to 2K26. We're currently on 2K16, so I have a whole back catalog as a playlist if you so desire to look at the previous streams that we did. Yep, Lock, we're on 2K16 now. It's just quick graphics comparison. Obviously, again, not bad. The PS3 is still running the 2K14 Predator technology, and it's just a night and day. I mean, again, it's not by no means the last gen version is bad, but it's just like when we talk about the graphic jump from a year from 14 to 15, this is what we meant. And it's like, I know this is 16, but still, it's just crazy. This is probably the most accurate looking Undertaker at the time. So what I mean is, like, obviously when he returned WrestleMania 31, I feel like this is the 100%. They did him perfectly, the hair and everything. Now he's just, I don't know which version, did they just stop at WrestleMania 34 Undertaker and call it a day? But I'd rather have WrestleMania 31 Undertaker back. It's so good. So good. With a complete long-term show. I know it was the last one from beginning to end. That's how they should have completed showcase. That's why the rivalry one made sense. So again, I'm trying to think of a current day. I don't know who they could do that's completed, like a story arc or something. They could do the Bloodline story arc from 2020 to 2024. I mean, that's 4 years worth of story. But yeah, just quickly showing the PS3 and then PS4. You get the idea. Everything's a lot more light. I actually thought my game froze for a second. But yeah, just again, quickly gameplay, because I don't have the PS3. I don't have the PS3 or Xbox 360 versions. Again, it pretty much just looked like it. I love how Kane is shorter, even though Kane is actually taller than the Undertaker. But that's besides the point. It's still running off of the Predator technology 3.0. Damn, he looked bored. Why you got Sting versus Triple H and Taker versus Bray instead of Sting versus Taker? Just one of those what ifs. Unfortunately, we never got it. It passed by. I'll make sure to check out the playlist. Good to go. I appreciate it, Vincent. I mean, we started. I mean, you're gonna look at the streams earlier. No one was there, so I'm just talking to myself for 2 hours. But it's fine. But luckily, I'm glad there is a audience that actually likes this now. So I appreciate all you guys being here. Showcase was peak, the best showcase ever, never be topped. And yep, we're gonna be looking at that momentarily. So speaking of that, quickly going off the menu. Again, this is what a completed version of I feel like 2K16 is like SmackDown versus Raw 2010, what it was to that. What I mean is 2009 was like they needed an extra year for the creation stuff. So he gave us 2009. 2010 was that completed version of what they really wanted. So I feel like 2K16 what they wanted 2K15 to be if they had an extra year with the completed roster and everything, because obviously the menus look very similar, but it's just a lot more better. So we're gonna look at it. So normal, for the sake obviously we're gonna be using Stone Cold in the showcase. So for the sake of this, so who do you guys want me to pick, just as demonstration, just to show off the difference from 15 to 16? What is the major difference? More match site. Yeah, that's the. Oh, actually, I should actually point that out. Rollins, yeah, they pretty much every single match variation. So let me be clear. In terms of what they brought back, Rollins and Brock. Okay, we'll do that. Just to be clear, every single match variation that was in 2K14 of the matches available were basically brought back. So yes, now you can do a ladder match, for example. I know that sounds crazy. You couldn't do a ladder match before, but it's right there. Now you could do a tornado tag, Hell in a Cell. Yes, I know that was crazy, but now you can do it. So those variations, now you can actually do them. However, they're still missing match types. They didn't bring back the Inferno. They didn't bring back special guest referee. I quit all that stuff, and not to sound like a broken record. So we're not going to be seeing those anytime soon. It's going to be almost a week until we see everything that I just said. The graphics look the same. They do, but thanks to I feel like some arenas they benefited from lighting. They look a tad bit more better, but we're going to showcase it. I finished the showcase during the first day 2K16 reveal, and when the song lyrics "Never Too Young Again," I almost cried against Peak Show. I'm telling no, they did it. Like I said, it felt like a complete. You got to give Yuke's credit. It feels like a completed Who am I going to be? Rollins? For the sake of this, I'll be Rollins. And then we'll jump into the Steve Austin showcase. I just want to show off the differences of gameplay, because there are actually, despite it being a year difference, there were very significant differences between 2K15 and 16. Like I said, it's a tad bit more faster. They did respond. Luckily, they still kept Like they're still going hard on the simulation, but they did keep it. We'll just do Battleground, even though I know they didn't fight in 14, but still. I missed the showcase the moment I finished it. I loved it. Felt like a documentary. They again, because that's what happens when history's already made, so you just have to replicate it. That's why those rivalries from 2K15 felt good. Even the DLC, the Randy Orton and Christian rivalry, that was only like a 4 or 5 month rivalry, but it still felt completed. Great rivalry. Yeah, Seth and Brock. I mean, I love the build to this too. Cause we knew Seth had no chance, and pretty much the only reason why he got out of it is because the Undertaker came back. They gave us way too many matches. For Stone Cold, I mean, we were spoiled with the 16 showcase. Now we were spoiled with the Stone Cold showcase. Yes, this is the debut of the current WWE title, because since it came last minute in real life, that's why it was in the game. But I mean, I'm glad they gave us essentially, honest to God, they gave us the perfect Stone Cold showcase. The only 2 matches that were missing, obviously, because Kurt Angle wasn't there. So we didn't have the Armageddon Hell in a Cell, and we didn't have his match with Kurt Angle. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. But outside of that, they pretty much gave the complete Stone Cold showcase for the most part. I mean, sure, Scott Hall. I guess they could have gave us WrestleMania 18 with him and Scott Hall, but outside of that, yeah, triple threat at Royal Rumble. Oh yeah, people to this day, I feel like the Royal Rumble 2015. And the one thing to remember about that was that triple threat match between him, John Cena, and Brock. Like that was absolutely amazing. SummerSlam 01. What happened with SummerSlam? Who would he fight? Yeah, okay, it was Kurt, because Brock. I mean, Booker and Rock main evented that show. They fought twice, but both SummerSlam. I think wasn't Unforgiven a triple? No. Didn't Austin fight RVD and Chris Benoit like a triple threat match? So one of the big things right here, you can break out. So there was 2 things I forgot to mention as I was talking to you guys. First, see, Brock is still doing his entrance. This is the game that you can start breaking out and tack. And also, there's now seamless entrances, so no more loading screens. You also got 3 Stages of Hell match between. Yes, isn't that crazy how we got the 3 Stages of Hell match in the showcase, but not the actual freaking regular matches? So crazy. It's like, again, they purposely, I told you, this was the year that they will drip feed us. Again, 2K16 is a very good game. Do not get me wrong. But this was the year 2K found out, wait a minute, we can just slowly drip feed this content and resell it back as something new. So now the match actually starts. You see, he rings the bell. Little stuff like that. So gameplay wise, as you can see with the hub, there is a slight difference now, and that is reversals. They have a stock. Now I know people hate, you know the irony, you know what the irony is? I mean, I'm not gonna pause it. There's some people who complain about the reversal system now with the purple stamina bar, but those are the same people that praise the reversal stock. So it's like, I just don't get some people. I'm a fan of the purple. I know it might sound crazy. We think about the 3 Stages of Hell in 2K26. Oh, hey, hold on. I like the backstage brawls. I don't think they're in 2K16 though. I think they came back in 17. And would you believe if I told you they really touted that as something new? But we'll get to 2K17. 2K17 is like my most anticipated stream, because I just have so much to talk about with 2K17. I had so much to talk about tomorrow. It might be slightly longer than usual, so just stay prepared for that. 2K, the 3 Stages of Hell in 2K26, I have no issue with it. Obviously, you would think with 2 console generations since the last time we saw 3 Stages of Hell in a regular match type, that they could get through seamless loading, but I just don't understand why they don't have that. It boggles the mind. So otherwise, I have no, it's a fun, I mean, again, 2K16 and 25, they have the best gameplay. I'm never going to deny that. It's just their focuses are on the wrong place, which is my faction in the island, which we will talk about with 2K25. 2K16 was truly peak. It had everything. Even 2K career, like I said, my career, which I never played before, so we're actually going to be taking a first look at it. Oh yeah, there's a new pin. Oh my god. Yeah, there's the new pin bar that I almost lost with. I totally forgot it started with this game. The new pin bar and submission. I'm reversing, but for some reason, They act like I'm not. I never actually played in my career. I know it's something to do with the authority. I know it's 10 times better than the first one because there's actually a plot. I know that sounds crazy. There's actually a plot to this. Have you played any other Game Boy? So, I played the Game Boy Color games of WrestleMania 2000. I played WrestleMania 2000 on Game Boy Color. My friend had I believe WrestleMania 18 on Game Boy. Was that what it was? It was either WrestleMania 18 on Game Boy or Survivor Series, whichever one that was. I played it on his Game Boy, but I did play WrestleMania 2000 on the Game Boy Color, I should say. I'll say it looked nothing like him, but it was a Game Boy Color game, can't complain. That was actually nice. 3 Stages of Hell was on 15, not 16. Well, in terms of I meant isn't the 3 Stages of Hell in the showcase with Triple H? Am I tripping? And I believe the 3 Stages of Hell match was in the Triple H versus Shawn Michaels showcase as well, right? Because that's why the Armageddon. You really gotta time this. His reverse does have crowd fighting. For 2K17, I still have forgave Jon Stewart for SummerSlam. I mean, it's again perfect example of celebrity involvement that people really didn't have a complaint about because it meant Rollins winning. We're still at the era where people still hated Cena. You see, I'm out of reversals, so now Brock's gonna kill me. Brock's gonna absolutely demolish me. That's what I forget. You still have it. Yes, crowd fighting is still not a thing yet. And of course, he distracts me. I don't like that I can't reverse when the manager is distracting me. They at least give me an option. Like, come on. And now Brock's going to try to F5 me. Oh, come on. That wasn't late. Get out of here. Whew. Luckily, I had that. I am getting my ass handed to me. And what was everyone's favorite match for 2K16? 2K16 was much arcadier. 15, 17, 18, you got the pin even before Brock. Got up after the pin even before Brock. Oh, wait. Hold up. Yes, one of the few things that are missing in the current game, this sleeper hold thing. We're still missing that in the current games. Was fast paced. Yeah, it definitely was a lot. Again, it's essentially the same as 15, but they made it way more quicker. And I feel like that was the main complaint people have with 15. I personally still have no issue with 15, but I can understand the drawbacks of it being as slow as it was. 16, I felt like was the perfect balance for what they were trying to do at 15. Quick question. Yes, I am listening, Kwamik. This game. So I feel like this was the vision that they had for 15, but with only a year. If only they had 8-man matches in this game and like 5-man variations. I feel like this would be fine. That's only 2000 on the Game Boy Color, really good. Yeah, for what it was. Oh, last second. that was good. The double reversals was amazing too. You need 2 bars to do it. Also, you could turn reversals. Yeah, but I purposely kept it on. I see that like right there. I think that was going to be one of the double reversals where it would have reversed into my own move. Who's the most overpowered wrestler in any game you could play against? For example, Kurt Angle. I personally think if we ignore unrealistic characters like Super Cena, I think the most overpowered character was Undertaker in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. He had like a 98 overall. In terms of like overpowered. I know Kurt Angle 2007, his stats was crazy. Or you talk about arcade wise. Oh, 100%. Here comes the pain. It's a tie between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. 100%. No, like I'm about to say, yeah, Brock and like, damn it, Paul. Every time, like this is what I said, Paul. I thought I was about to do I was trying to go for the buckle bomb, but he got me. Gonna do anything. I should probably not have Brock as manager. All right. We'll probably do one more match with someone else. Who else to showcase? I guess we should showcase Dean Ambrose. What match do you guys want before we go to showcase? Essentially the best part about this game. And then we'll go through my career, and then we'll talk about a little bit about universe mode. So first off, we'll do... I don't want to do the match variations yet because they don't get good until 17 and 18. One of the few good points about those games. We'll just do a one-on-one. Vince versus Kevin Owens. We'll do a ladder match. Why not? They had a good one at NXT TakeOver. And we'll do Demon Finn. The only WWE game to feature Mike. Yep, this is the only one. Again, that's why I said it's about the ambition, right? Obviously, they had to sign a lot of contracts, right? So you have NXT and Demon. You know, I love how like they treat like Finn like now we're just keeping his render as the Demon. And Kevin Owens, I'm shocked he was base roster. I truly thought they were gonna make him DLC as a selling point. Yeah, there's no NXT TakeOver, so we'll just do TLC. Yes, there was at the time tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. I remember that. The game had Brian Pillman. Yep. As I said, Brian Pillman, shockingly, is in here. Even though he was in 13, like this is now we get more celebrities now. That's the way it is, unfortunately. Again, this is why the ambition of this game, right? Who is currently champion? Anyone? What about NXT? We'll put the NXT title on the line. Or do I have to? Please don't tell me I have to unlock them. And please. And yes, you see double title matches. Would you believe me if I told you it was very hard to do double title matches? Yes, we're putting NXT title on the line. In the current games, it took them a minute to bring it back, but you could do double title matches in here. I know it sounds crazy. We'll just do a ladder. The only WWE game that featured, I said that now we get more celebrities. It's because it's just the direction of TKO. But with this, again, I appreciate they tried to make Stone Cold's career as accurate as possible, so they signed as many people, even if it went one time. Mikey Whipwreck, for example. Who else? Savio Vega. When the next time Savio Vega's in the game? Unless he's in 17, I don't remember that. People like that. There's a glitch. Wait, I remember Ronda was on communication with a really hot download. Really? I remember Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles, I remember being hot downloads because this is when we're only a few months away from AJ Styles' debut. There's a glitch in my career where you could play as any wrestler from the roster, but I don't know. Really? That's interesting. They should bring back loading screen. Oh, they will never bring it back. Because that's suggestive content. They can't do that. Well, to be fair, they won't bring it back because besides that, for the divas, but because the current generation consoles, there are really no loading. If you really think about it, outside of opening the mode the first time, there aren't really loading screens anymore. Like that's why they just won't bring it back. They're for high in every community. Oh yeah, Jeff Hardy is basically a standard. I know. AJ, go to Trio Community Creation. I know. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I said it's so 2K26, Jeff Hardy. They knew they had him signed. That's why I said I just don't believe you cannot prevent me that was a last minute thing. That's impossible. Danhausen, sure. You cannot convince me that Jeff Hardy was a last minute signing. They knew he was going to be there, but they purposely made him DLC, just like in 2K18, which we'll talk about. So the most shameless 2K26 is just whatever. I can excuse that because he's technically in TNA. You wouldn't make that argument, but 2K18, the most shameless DLC. No shame. The Hardy Boys is DLC, despite the fact that they were in the company since WrestleMania. They had more than enough time to put him in a game, but they just was like, just the loading screen in general. I mean, they could, but it's like loading screens and games in general are just a thing of a past. So them bringing it back was just, as much as I'll say, will kind of hurt the game more than anything, because I get what you're saying, like the actual screens, but it's just loading in these types of games are just a thing of a past. So I just don't see it. The first game since such amount to not have Rey Mysterio. You're absolutely right, actually. To be fair, with such a big roster, I didn't even notice that he wasn't even in it. I thought I actually named him off, but now that you mention it, he's not. And we won't see him again until 2K19 as a pre-order bonus. DLC, which means he's in. I can't. Sometimes I question. Pre-order bonus DLC has to go. I'm sorry. It's so stupid. What about WWE intros? So I actually have no problem with intros. The problem is, since they have to pick a lane. I swear, 2K pisses me off sometimes. Pick a lane. They want to be as accurate to the presentation as possible, but then they have dumb crap like the stuff in the island, whatever these paybacks are with the mystical stuff, but they also want to be accurate to the TV presentation. Pick a lane. I know they don't really do intros anymore, which is fine, but at least let us create our own intro. Like, come on. Little stuff like that. Missing Hogan, Punk, Jeff, and Insane. Well, Hogan was 100% supposed to be in the game. We're going to, thankfully, 2K16 on PC revealed a lot of stuff, which we'll look at in the cut content. About not only Hogan, but someone missing from Stone Cold's showcase, which you probably already know who I'm talking about. Which was a glaring omission in the showcase, but it's not really much. Look at that. Finn Balor, just his first time. So cool. So cool. I actually missed that NXT belt. Again, it feels, that's why I have no issue with the North American title, because it looks different. It doesn't look like your standard WWE title. That's why I'm so glad they did not redesign the NXT North American title. I hope they forever keep it that way. I know they resigned the tag team, the women's and the men's, but I'm so glad they kept the North American title. Exactly. Well, actually, scratch that. They didn't redesign the tag team titles. They redesigned the men's and the women's titles. I'm so glad they kept the North American title exactly as it is. It's so good, the title. It was Owen Hart. What was the Demon's downfall? People would argue. Honest to God, I mean, again, I don't know who say it was. Him losing the Edge. I know they're gonna say him losing to Roman, but Roman was basically unbeatable. Edge wasn't, and Edge knew he was leaving. That's what I'm about to say. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Roman, the argument is he was unstoppable anyway, so that's the. But they tried though. Here's the thing: the difference between Roman and Edge. Roman, even though it was stupid, Vince actually tried to protect the Fiend by that stupid thing with the rope. But at the end of the day, they tried to protect the character. So that's one thing. With Edge, there was no excuse. There was zero reason why he won that match. Especially, again, he knew he was going to AEW. He even said it. He knew he was. Losing the old Edge. Yeah, that's my biggest issue. You got to play. Okay, we'll play that one in matches. I'll try to do at least 3 of them if we have enough time. Okay, I'm gonna at least see what my career is about, because this will be my first time going through my career. I've never went through it before in this game. I never touched it. But yeah, that's my biggest gripe with it. The Demon's downfall was Edge. Unfortunately, at least I guess Triple H finally brought it back with Dom, and we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, Edge. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Triple H made the final call, but still, he should have known better. I guess he tried to somehow convince him to stay or something. Edge to stay, but it's like that killed the Demon's character. There was no reason. And you know what made it worse? Because that's the thing. When you win and then you leave, it's like, what did that do for Finn? I mean, granted, he eventually won the Undisputed Tag Team titles, and then they had that little thing, but it did nothing for Finn at all. It literally did nothing for the Demon King. God damn, I was facing the wrong way. By the way, yes, despite them jumping to next gen, the physics, or what's left of it, is still in these games, so that's why the ladder is leaning how it was. Don't worry, starting with 2K17 and finally with 2K18, they slowly start to phase out the physics. So, there's that. I could have swore I reversed that, but that's beside. Okay, whatever. Edge literally buried everyone. He only lost to Roman, and I mean, you're right. He buried Grayson Waller. I mean, Sheamus. I think Sheamus had no problem losing to him, but Grayson Waller, done. Who else? I forgot who else did he fight. His whole feud with AJ Styles didn't help at all. It didn't help. It literally helped. It went nowhere and it helped no one. I mean, the turn. The only saving grace was the turn, because because Cody got injured, so he had to make Edge face. But otherwise, it didn't benefit AJ, it didn't benefit Finn, and it really didn't benefit Liv at the time had she not won the women's title. Like Edge beating AJ 2 times in a row did not help no one. I liked the Terminator as a kid. Terminator was a good slap. Unfortunately, that's the only DLC I don't have. So yes, I do not have Arnold in there. However, now, disclaimer, I'm not a fan of piracy, right? I am not a fan of piracy. However, I'm a fan of piracy when there's no other means of getting access to something. I would have no problem spending money to get something that I want. But when you don't provide that, you leave me with no other choice. With that said, again, if you have a good working PC, if you look hard enough, there are ways to get the PC versions with all the DLC of 2K15 to 2K20 if you look hard enough. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, I came to help Tal. I know, he's the audacity of him. And look at his current AEW run. Who has he helped? He buried Alistair. Let's be real. He buried Murphy. I can't with Edge. Edge is such a liar. Christian has helped more than Edge in AEW, but that's another story. But yeah, I do have him for the PC version. They're probably asking yourself why I didn't play the PC version instead of the Xbox One. Well, partly the way the PC version is set up is not really OBS friendly, meaning that if I were to even touch anything on it, back then those games they didn't really have a streaming thing in mind. Oh damn, that I actually felt that. So if I were to touch anything else on my screen, which as you can see I don't just show gameplay, I show other stuff during these streams, it will basically freeze the game until I retouch it. So I have a Stream Deck, but it's just annoying, so I'm just going to play the Xbox One version. In terms of just recording stuff, I'll probably use the PC versions, but yes, for those who are interested in playing 2K15 to 20 with all the DLC, and if you have a good working PC, there's a way to do it if you look hard enough. That's all I'm going to say. It's not that hard to find if you just type it in on Google. Edge buried AJ, yes. Finn, Demon, Rollins, Priest, yep. Waller, Usos, Bryan, Shane. Yeah, oh yeah, he did fight Priest. You're right, and he beat him. It benefited no one for him doing that. You're absolutely right. I completely forgot. He fought Damian. They built it up for like 2 weeks on Raw just for him to beat him. It's like, that's nice and all, but if you know you're leaving, what the hell is that going to do for anyone? You're absolutely right. I totally forgot about Damian. Dom, yep. Waller, Usos. I forgot about the Usos. He did fight Jey Uso. And damn. I forgot how the belt system works in this. And Terminator was the only DLC I had. Damn, really? How do I get the belt? And yes, you can do regular dives. It took him a while. How do I get the belt? How the hell do I get the belt? I completely forgot. I hit R1, X, A, B. What is happening? Oh, God damn it. No. Right stick up. Okay, I'll try that. We're showing the gameplay manual. No, we don't want that. I forgot. The Xbox One is really serious when it comes to these gameplay manuals. My apologies, guys. We're right back to our regularly scheduled program. Here we gotta throw you out. Right stick up. Thank you, Savage. I appreciate you. And thanks for stopping by. Yeah, okay. Whoops. Come on. What is happening? Am I missing something? I'm hitting right stick up and you're supposed to pull it a certain way, right? And not really indicating. Huh. I'll try again. Right stick up. Is there another button supposed to press after that? I could have swore just right stick. I could have swore It's a button prompt supposed to come up or a mini game. Yeah, so where is it? Okay, this is not helping. Oh, God damn it. Huh, okay, that's strange. Why is nothing coming up for me to see that? I believe what you're saying. In my controller help, that should probably be on then. That probably explains a lot. Why I'm not seeing anything, you're right. That was so strange. I was like, why am I getting screwed like that? That was very, very strange. Thank you, Savage. If had I not seen that, I would have never even known what was going on. I gotta kick this guy out. Unfortunately, they don't roll out until 17. Come on. All right. There we go. Okay, yeah. So how the hell am I supposed to know that without the... I don't know how people do without the control. That's crazy. Damn it. Is Kevin Owens gonna take all my work? He better not. He's gonna do a pop-up powerbomb one. Damn, right on top of the ladder. At least the physics are still here in this. The cage matches are just as frustrating. Really? Go. What? How do you reverse it? I don't remember the cage match in 2K17. Please do tell. When I was younger, I was getting frustrated how I put on entire demon until I looked it up. Really? Oh wait, they did have the options? Oh, they actually had the demon face paint in the first game for creative wrestlers? I had no idea. Normally they would like delay it a year for some creation part, but they made sure to have demon stuff in there the first time around. Interesting. Huh. Well, again, this is when, like I said, this game is one of the last games that I won. At least I won this one, unlike Seth and Brock. So we got that one out the way. Do we even get this type of title victory scene anymore? I don't feel like we don't get these title victory scenes anymore. We get like the same generic one all the time. Yeah, we don't get this one anymore. Yeah, we really don't. Now I'm looking at it. I wish we would get more variations of victory scenes on the ladder. But we definitely don't get this one anymore. We get such a generic one that everyone has. And he climbs down the ladder too. I had no idea. See, now this is unlocking a memory that I've never... I do not recall. This is unlocking a memory I do not recall. That's crazy. And he goes on... Where is this animation at in the current game? That was almost like a minute. You only get like a 15-second celebration. I know, Roman Reigns, I agree with you. Where the hell is it? His pose is perfect for this. Like, where the hell is it? All right. So we're going to do one of the showcase matches. Then we're going to look at my career. Then we'll do another one. Then we'll see what's in universe mode. Oh, let's get over to creation stuff. So, again, you can create a diva. You can the move set, but no creative finisher, unfortunately. No creative story. The championships are back. Community creations are obviously down. Arena, but the newest thing is the show. You can create a show. Basically, like the stuff that you can see in the current day. It started right here, and let's see, is there any differences? Damian Sandow, what a burial. At least he made it work. He made something work and people enjoyed it. I enjoyed that run. I know, but it's just the fact that he went from Money in the Bank. Yes, he's the first person to lose Money in the Bank. I believe, yes, he was the first person to lose the Money in the Bank. To John Cena of all people. Of all people. Normally he was the most guy to get cashed in on. He was the guy that got cashed in on first, but he made sure he was not going to lose to Damian Sandow. Yeah, John was the first to get cashed on, yeah. But he made sure not to lose to Damian Sandow for that one. No, sir. But yeah, so essentially, again, this is the basics of Create a Show. It all started right here. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. The stuff that is in 2K26, like Goth 90 Underground, it's still in the game. So yes, they have been reusing the same custom stuff that were in 2K16 in the current day. This is what I mean where they barely touch. They are just going with the flow. To say this needs a update is understated. It's been almost an entire decade, literally, since this has been updated. So yeah, 2K, get it together. The fact that I'm literally staring at this from a game that came out in 2015 is absolutely insane. There is no excuse. That is pure laziness on the highest degree. The highest degree. But just wanted to show off that off. That started here. So we're going to look at the showcase. The legendary showcase. Arguably the last good showcase. Yes, the Hall of Fame is here, but also 316. Obviously, I 100%ed that. We're going to be looking at... Where's Sean and... Did I pass him? There we go. WrestleMania 14. Sean. No. My bad. Where at? I like the ladder power bomb. A ladder power bomb. Oh wait, can't show that. I don't want to get I do not want to get content ID'd. Unfortunately, I can't skip it yet. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, what was your favorite match from the showcase? Personally, to me, Rock versus... I like the Rock, the final match, Rock and Stone Cold WrestleMania 19, because like it makes it seem like you could kick out at the last second, but you can't. I just like that poetic ending, where it makes it seem like you're about to kick out and you can kick out, but nope, that does not happen. Like the little details matter. The little details matter. The Buried Alive match, one of the last. I think this is the last game to have a Buried Alive match. Now that you think about it, Jesus Christ. Like the Mega Powers. 3 Stages of Hell. Oh yeah. Well, you talk about with that was your favorite one. I mean, arguably, honestly, to this day, that's one of my favorite matches of all time in WWE. Triple H versus Stone Cold, No Way Out. Such a good match, and the ending was perfect. Triple H beat Austin, but he really didn't beat Austin. He survived. He fell right on top of him. He didn't beat him. He just fell right on top, and that's why he won. It was so good. It didn't help that a fan threw a bottle at him and it busted open Stone Cold's head after the match. But and yes, where is Mike Tyson? Where is he? The Mike Tyson wannabe. The 2-man power trip. And I like the Undertaker. Yeah, the Undertaker Kane. As a kid, I always wished the Undertaker and Kane would have won that match at Backlash. To that, yes, JR also provided commentary for this. So imagine, thank God it wasn't Michael Cole. No hard feelings to Michael Cole, but they needed JR to tell Stone Cold's story. It only made sense. It only made sense to tell his story. I'm gonna have to put this in small screen because I don't want to get content ID. I know you don't know how crazy they are with content ID. I had to skip. I'm gonna have to skip Shawn Michaels' entrance, unfortunately, just for them showing that footage.
I'm gonna tell you something, JR.
This is what I mean. I get it. I understand. Look, I understand. I understand why they did it. Oh crap! I skipped it. Let me restart. My bad. Oh, why it starts here? Come on. I didn't mean to skip it. Mike Tyson replaced by Vin Gasly. It's like, here's the thing. I know they still want to do an accurate. First of all, look how everything looks so clean. I don't know what it is. Everything looks so clean in this mode. The presentation, the lighting and graphics for this game, this looks like the cleanest thing ever. Look at that. Beautiful. And I know I'm talking about an apron, but it's just so crazy to me. I have to look at it. It's like, I understand they wanted to make it as accurate as possible, but Jesus Christ, how much was Mike Tyson paying for? Did 2K just not want to pay it? You paid Arnold for no reason. How much was Mike Tyson asking for? Or was he in some controversy at that time that I'm unaware of? But it was only like 3 years. It's like, well, what the hell did Mike Tyson do? Like, what the hell did Mike Tyson do? I don't know. Arnold was too. I understand that, but it's like, the budget went to Arnold and not freaking just that, but they knew they were going to have the Tyson. I would imagine the Arnold deal came after the showcase was done, so they already knew who was in the showcase. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is distracting. I think the reason why is because money was too. But like, how much was he asking for? Who the Mike Tyson, quote unquote, is too distracting. Damn. Everything just looks to present like, yes. I mean, everything on this just looks great in my opinion. Out of the ring, then taunt. I will try. But I mean, again, I have to talk about showcase. As I said, for them to bring it back, they need to do it with someone retired, and I believe the best candidates are Undertaker and Triple H, and even AJ Styles. If I had to pick one, I feel like, why not the Undertaker at this point? He's long overdue.
Look at this, JR. Reversal. Austin caught in the sleeper hold.
You prefer their match at 19 versus 17? Oh, I mean, I like the 17 one, but I feel like 19 is like more of the poetic ending. You talk about in terms of this game, the 19 one, hands down. They did it so perfectly.
The referee caught in the corner again. Michaels and Austin both destroyed.
Or you talking about real life or in the game? But I'm talking about, well, in real life, I always prefer the 19 match overs. So my ranking is 15, 19, and then 17. I know 17 was a fine match. I just like, in real life, I like their first one in 15. It was good. I like their 19 one. And then I vote 17 last. I know that sounds crazy. Why are you voting the one? Like, it has nothing to do with Vince McMahon. I just feel like, knowing that was Stone Cold's last match and the performance that he put on, and he was injured, I gotta put 19 up there, above 17. I mean, it didn't help that Stone Cold turned heel. It was a shocking moment, but it's like, it really didn't help anything. With only 10 to 15 matches. Well, let's think about it. Obviously, the first one's kind of problematic, but I guess they could get over it quickly. Jimmy Snuka is going to be an issue. I know they don't really talk about him anymore, but I mean, one and done. Come on. Like, I mean, again, that's like, it's one of those things where it's like, come on, one and done. Then we have King Kong Bundy. He was literally in 2K14. I don't see the problem. Who's next? Jake? Don't add Giant Gonzalez. Again, they have to do it properly. Why not? Why not? We have to tell the thing properly. Everyone else, I don't see. The only issue, like, in terms of contract, like, outside of like, I'm talking about in terms of a contract, I don't see any other issue besides Big Show for WrestleMania 19, because he's still with AEW, correct? But then again, they have Billy Gunn, so that's what I'm saying. And 2K25. Is he in 2K26? I completely forgot. I think he is. But outside of Big Show, if they could get Big Show, I think they could do the Undertaker WrestleMania showcase at least. Cause now CM Punk's back. Everyone else is here. Yes, Mike Tyson. I might lose this quick time event because that really he is throwing me off. Does he also punch him out too? That's hilarious if he does. Austin. Stunner. And perfect. Again, I just like the seamlessness from the cutscene and the gameplay. It just flows so well. Don't add Giant, and the fact that Nathan Jones. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I mean, they could ignore that part. They just need Big Show Nathan. We could completely gloss over him. He's such a non-factor into that. I know they want to do it accurately, but he's such a non-factor. And yes, this victory animation of Stone Cold is still in 2K26 to this day. I wish I was making this up, but it's not. I remember this animation so much that it's still in the game. I know that's crazy. Well, 1 second. As we're going to transition to my career, but we're going to take a quick detour. Once I can skip it. It's loading. It's going to be Dude Love. We're going to quit out of it though. God, it's still loading. That's so crazy. There we go. Now I can get out of it. Sorry about that, guys. It was still loading. Absolutely crazy. All right. So before we get to, and yes, the Hall of Fame showcases here. Ric Flair and Edge are in AEW too. Fuck, you're right. I didn't even think of that. Damn. Never mind. I can't do. What I'm saying is, maybe Ric Flair. Sure. I mean, Ric Flair. When the last time Ric Flair's been in the game? Fuck. I just realized that. Never mind. I can't do it. So Triple H, I guess. Because the only problematic thing with Triple H would be Chris Benoit WrestleMania 20. I think they could pretty much do a definitive Triple H run, right? Right? That's what I'm trying to. Oh no, because Mankind's on bad terms with it. Never mind. God damn, everything is so difficult now. Mankind hates WWE now, so that's a problem. So we're gonna take a quick detour, real quick. Just want to show off the quarterly earnings for this year. So I only bring this up because this was not the year. Was this the year? No. Because GTA 5 was still, it was still selling a lot, as you can already see by the numbers. But I just want to show the WWE 2K series sold over 3 million units, but before April of this year. They should add how Warriors squashed them. So at least they have Warriors. Like I said, that is a thing. 1 second. Let's get my career. Like I said, this is essentially the first time I'm starting it. Stone Cold versus Jake the Snake. We'll do that one next. All right. Once we see my career. Because again, unlike 2K15 where it sucked, there's actually somewhat of a story in this game. Again, we're just gonna do someone generic. I literally do not care. And yes, unlike 2K15, they're actually showing me the ring outfit and the other outfit for both. Yeah, like they're actually showing me. I wish they would have done that in 15 before I went in there and looked stupid. So we're just, and he's going to be bald. I don't care. He's just gonna be bald for the sake of this, because we're just gonna see how this is literally my first time seeing my career. So, and if I know about the my career evasion, but unfortunately, there's no online. So there's that. Yes, there again. WrestleMania 31 is so good. WrestleMania 31 is so good. I generally don't know how my career is. All this is new to me. Also, we do start off here again, but all this is new to me. At least you see Finn and Hideo.
A lot of offers on the table, and I'm glad you chose to go with the WWE.
What were the offers at the time? TNA and Ring of Honor?
Put you on the fast track to the NXT title. Now go get warmed up.
Already? Even though Finn is he right there. They're gonna fast. Who is the champion that starts this? Is it Kevin Owens? By the time no, because he was already on the main roster by the time this game came out. Finn Balor is still champion, so I guess Finn would hold the title at this moment. Why is he training in the PC? So many questions. So many questions. Randy Orton. Randy Orton's not champion. There's no way. And it seems like a regular, like I said, I don't know. Randy Orton showcase, but his career is not over yet. Again, there has to be someone whose career is over. I feel like AJ Styles. Is AJ Styles I guess Chris Jericho. Fuck. They can't do anyone. God damn it. So the only reason what they can really do is the Bloodline showcase. They got 4 years worth of content. The only exclusion they're going to have to basically do is Edge and Matt Riddle, but who cares? Off the top of my head. So it seems like, again, some of the biggest things. I know some do with the Authority, but we're not there yet. You cannot see the option until you have chosen to go for one of the main roster championship. Is this the game where you could just stay at NXT, or that's 2K17? Which for those who I think Triple H is really the only one. Like I said, they're gonna have to unfortunately ignore Mick Foley unless he gets it together. They're gonna have to ignore Mick Foley. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to ignore WrestleMania 20, even though it was such a good, arguably the best triple threat match of all time. It's so sad. Some of the best matches on TV they can never show because of Chris Benoit. The greatest tag team match on Raw, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold and Triple H, and literally the greatest triple threat match of all time. I mean, I know there's been some that's, but no, like nothing goes past. I know what happened with Chris Benoit, but nothing goes past Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit at WrestleMania 20. And you know it was a good match because Triple H because Vince McMahon wanted to milk it again at Backlash. You knew that match was good. He milked it again right at Backlash. So normally Vince McMahon doesn't do a sequel to that early, but he knew that match was so good they had to milk it again for those pay-per-view buy rates for Backlash. So the rankings, let's see. Who am I working with? So we got Colin. Oh, I was about to say Colin Cassidy is ranked 1, but no. So we got Kevin. So Kevin Owens was still. I can't look at the other titles. So I can go after the tag team titles. This is one of the few my careers where they'll let you go after a tag title. So this might be very interesting. Okay. Can't talk about Rumble 04 at all because again, that's why I said, like, unfortunately and that was the one with the last man standing with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Oh my God, I can't talk about so much crap. That was such a good match. Unfortunately, Triple H stuff is a lot of tied during his Ruthless Aggression run. The Reign of Terror is a lot of it's tied to Chris Benoit, so they can't really do it. That sucks. I joined the ranking, so I officially have now joined the ranking. I had no choice really, but now I'm 10th. Basically, I gotta beat Simon Gotch. Even though this is my first match, ranking, okay, Arrivals. This looks cool. If they would bring something like this back, I mean, here's the thing with My Rise, right? I know I'm talking about this. My Rise is basically the replacement of My Career. So here's Universe mode. Superstar. I know there's a mode not a lot of people talk about, Superstar mode. If Superstar mode was like this My Career, or even Here Comes the Pain, where you talk about using a single superstar, if they have it, Here Comes the Pain season mode and Superstar mode, I would have no issues with that. But that takes up too much thought process for them. And keep in mind, they made that in a year time span between 2002 and 2003, but yet they can't somehow implement that system in a 2026 game with all this technology. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. This is the match card. This looks like, I mean, if they were to add this type of stuff in at least Superstar mode, it'll make it worth playing. I don't think anyone touches Superstar mode at all. I don't hear anyone ever talk about it. I'm starting to think, does even developers know it still exists? Well, how does it even look anymore? I only touched it in 2K22 because that was the first time it was there. But outside of that, I think 2K23 for a live stream. I thought I was fighting with NXT. They gave my hopes up for nothing. I thought I was fighting with NXT.
All right, so today you'll be training with Enzo Amore. He's going to help you learn a few things.
Is he? Out of everyone, you have Finn Balor. I I liked Enzo Amore's character. I liked his run. I know it's gonna sound crazy. I liked him on 205 Live. At least some people took 205 Live seriously, and Vince was trying to give him at least some type of a push. But out of everyone to teach me something, Enzo. You have Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Hideo on the roster. You have Enzo teach me. They take me as a fool or something. I do it right. What am I supposed to do? You're currently. Well, I tried. Okay. Why are you This is what annoys me. They should know if you already played Exhibition, because now this is just annoying. This is just redundancy at this point. I already did all of this in Exhibition. Matt Bloom, Albert, A-Train, Japanese Lord, Tenzai. I know they got 4 different models of him in the game currently. How come they don't add? That's so weird. Actually, you're absolutely right. They had no offense to Tyler Breeze. I love Tyler Breeze to death. I am a Tyler Breeze mark. But how come Matt Bloom's not in the game anymore, but Tyler Breeze still is? Even though is he technically even employed by WWE? What's his deal? Is it just because of up, up, down, down, which is now questionable? What's gonna happen to that YouTube channel? So here's. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, what's going to happen to that? Technically, it started with Xavier, but then WWE kind of owned the rights to it now. I don't know. Something about JR Content Wrestling sounds so good. It sounds like, because it sounds genuine. It sounds like you actually believe what was being sold in the ring. That's why. Oh, yes, the new submission system, which we haven't gone over. WWE is going to take over, baby. But who's going to be in the main? I guess Tyler Breeze. They're going to bring Tyler Breeze back as like a main on-screen character to sell the mode. I don't know. This is so confusing. This system sucks. It's 16. At least the other one is less confusing. Because you got to use the right stick. But it's so dumb. I don't like the idea of the right stick. It can't just be the triggers. Am I red? Oh my God. Yeah, up, up, down, down. I said up, up, down, down. Up, up, down, down. I'm going to try to do this slowly. Okay. I am red, right? Am I tripping? I am red. Can we just skip this part? No, unfortunately, I can't. What is going to happen to GMO next? That's what I was about to say. There's so many. I'm assuming they haven't worked on the game yet that much, so now they can do a. There we go. There we go. Come on. Stay. I can't. We're going to try this one more time, and then we're going to exit out of it. This submission system is so stupid. Okay. Because it's just the control. Oh, my God. One more time. Can I just quit out of this? Fuck this. I can't. The missing system is so stupid. We might go back. We'll look at.
That's what I wanted to see.
That's all I had to do. So what was the point? I did the tutorial for nothing. But no, you have a good point, Slade. I think the game just came out 2 months ago. I know they're probably working on 2K27 right now. But yeah, that is Xavier Woods. I know Kofi Kingston is a bigger deal than Xavier Woods, but in terms of game-wise, Xavier Woods, yeah, who's going to replace him with GM mode? Are they going to be petty and take out GM mode? Oh my God. Will they? Are they that petty? Is WWE that petty? Will they take out GM mode because of Xavier Woods? No, they wouldn't do that. That would be crazy if they do, but I doubt it. Again, the question is who's going to... I don't know. AJ. They're going to use AJ. Trust me, they're going to use AJ Styles. I know that sounds crazy. AJ's a gamer, though. He's a self-proclaimed gamer, at least. So they're probably going to put AJ. That's my first. It gives them something to do, I guess. It actually kind of makes perfect sense. Do I actually fight? If I don't actually fight NXT, we're going to quit out of this. And if I'm not actually fighting on NXT, if I got to do another stupid tutorial, we're just going to go to check out universe mode. And then we're going to circle back to my career. Let's see. Okay, yep, nope, no, sir. Where I'm not wasting my time. I thought I was, so this seems like something, again, I'll probably play on stream way later down the line, but not coincidence page came back. No, but we know the reads. Oh, okay. So now, yeah. Okay. There's that. This was an actual match. BS. BS. So I actually lost. Get out of town. We're in the I thought we were actually on NXT. I mean, get out of my face with this. I thought, I'm not, I don't care. We'll come back to this later. I thought I'd actually be on the show. Can y'all stop screwing me? But we know one has nothing to do with the other. I'm just saying, one has nothing to do with the other. Am I actually on the show? You know, I'm not even gonna bank on that. We'll tackle my career another time. But I joined the showcase day 18 tomorrow. In case you're wondering, thank you, Slate, for keeping track. Day 18, that's crazy. I've been doing this for 18 days straight. So before we step on showcase, I just want to show off what's new. Actually, we'll do showcase. What was the one you said? Was it Jake the Snake? Which I believe is the very first match, actually. Which unfortunately we're gonna have to do that. I can't skip it. Although maybe I can. I might have to well, we'll look at this in a second, but I just can't I can't I think there's an option where I can, let me see, I'm gonna do that right now actually. We can't hear it. I know you can't hear it. I have it on the screen where you can't hear it because copyright reasons. Content ID, the visuals, WWE does not play when it comes to that. So hold on, let me see something. I believe I can actually take out the cinematics. Let me see. Difficulty, blood. No, we are basically stuck. I am stuck with this. Okay. 1 second. I thought because some of them you could skip the video, like 2K14, you can skip the video and just go straight into the matches. There was an option for that as well as 13, but for some reason it's not in 2K16, but it is what it is. And again, I wish I could still show stuff like this. Okay, we're good now. We are good. I wish I could still show stuff like this on stream, but you know, WWE is going to Thanos snap me out of existence if I do that. And yeah, this. So good. I wish we had just King in the Ring, the door entrance open, all this good stuff. And is that a side entrance I see? That looked like a side entrance to me. Looked like they could do side entrances if they wanted to. Yes, I know specifically for just this match, but still. If only they could do side entrances. I like the Stone Cold Championship. The Smoking Skull was a very good title. Surprised how custom championships started back then, basically. I know the Ultimate Warrior had his color-coded Intercontinental title, but like in terms of an actual custom championship, the Smoking Skull does take it. Let's see, out of all the custom championships, I know people hate the Fiend's title, but I just thought it was cool. I love the Fiend. I just thought it was a cool looking title, and I like the idea of the Fiend having that title, and Bray Wyatt just had the regular Universal title. Rated R, I mean, Edge hated it. I thought it was cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Why is Jake the Snake Roberts song playing? Just 1 second. Actually, I don't have to do that. I'm so stupid. There, guy, just for some reason his entrance music is playing. His entrance. Can't have that. They are really testing me with showing. Unfortunately, I had to skip that. Showing the real life footage. They did not have to do that. So what's the next match we should do with Stone Cold? But I mean, after this one, we're gonna deviate to universe mode, and then so what's the next one? So I remember off the top of my head for the next Stone Cold match we're gonna look at. Does Jake have this outfit in the current games? I don't know. And that's another thing. I just realized, actually, yes, maybe Undertaker's not so far out of the idea. Jake is in AEW, right? Am I tripping? Is he not still in AEW? But yeah, he's in the current games. So there is actually, I mean, I know he has like a Legends deal. And I know Big Show probably doesn't, but there's a way around it. I'm just saying. If Jake has been in the game since like 2K22 and never looked back, despite him being in an AEW, there's basically no reason why Big Show can't. More so than, I mean, I know Big Show doesn't really wrestle on AEW anymore, but like, at least, again, Big Show, I could see it, and maybe Flair, at least for the Undertaker showcase. But, the way I see it, if Jake can be in it, I don't see why Big Show and Ric Flair can't now. Not the more I think about it. If he is still employed with AEW last time I checked. Is a stun gun his, or did I do the Luthez press? Which is it? Luthez press it is. They removed Jake on his ledge. Oh, it did. So finally expired. But he was in it this whole time while being in AEW. But that's my point though. He was in it this whole time. So there is a possibility at the very least. I do like they did the cutscene this way. So you can get to how it specifically looks like that compared to the one in the game. So they get this cutscene perfectly. I do like how they did it that way. Oh, I already had it muted this whole time. My bad. Once the Billy Gunn in 2K26, meanwhile he's in it. That's what I'm saying. It's not out of the realm of possibility of them doing it. Was you a fan of Slingshot? No, I was not a fan of the Slingshot technology. It sounded good on paper. I think they had a vision of what it was supposed to look like, but we're basically watching a movie, and I'm so glad they finally took it out of 2K25, but it kind of ruined Ray's and John Cena's showcase. So, again, unfortunately, I wish I can... They're still playing Stone Cold's music. I'm waiting. There we go. That's all I was waiting for. Look at this. So, like, the presentation of this is so good. This is all we want. This is all we want. This is what I went out of the showcase. This presentation. YouTubers hated it. I mean, it's not even just as YouTuber. As a regular person, I hated it. Why am I playing the game if I could just watch it on literally Peacock? It made no sense. The way they did it. There we go.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. Come on, that's not necessary. All he's got to do is go buy him a cheap bottle of and try to dig back some of that courage he had in his prime. As the king of the ring, I'm serving notice to every one of the WWE superstars.
Can they not really say WWF? I know nowadays they can use the logo without an issue, but Jesus Christ. I love how they kept literally the entire audio.
I don't give a damn if it's Davey Boy Smith or Shawn Michaels. Steve Austin's time has come. And when I get the shot, you're looking at the next WWE champion. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
And again, for those who don't know, Triple H was actually supposed to win this King of the Ring, but due to the whole curtain call incident, they punished him and gave it to Stone Cold. So basically, we would have never gotten this if Triple H did not get punished. So, and we are done with that. So just fun fact there. Once this is done, Triple H fumbled so awesome. I mean, it worked out for both of them. To be fair, it kind of worked out for both of them. But Triple H eventually got DX up and started, so it wasn't a bad thing per se. I mean, it was bad for Austin. It was bad for Hunter, but it's not like a Mustafa Ali situation where Mustafa got injured and they gave to Kofi at WrestleMania. But at least Triple H's career didn't fumble after that. So we'll look at probably another showcase in a second. But before we actually look at Universe Mode, let's look at the DLC. The DLC was something. Let me tell you. So, again, we got the Terminator. We actually have two. So T1 and T2. Because they were doing doubles for some reason. These games for 15 and 16. Like Sting had, I mean, no complaints. Don't get me wrong. Like Sting had 99 Sting and the Surfer Sting. And Arnold T1 and T2. And what is the difference again? Unfortunately, I do not have this piece of DLC, so unfortunately, I would never know the difference. The Legends pack, so Big Boss Man, last time he was in 13, but we did not have this version of Big Boss Man, so I'm not complaining. Dusty Rhodes, was he literally, now correct me if I'm wrong, when was the last time he was in the game? I think he was in SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, unless he was in 15, which I'm not remembering. Lita and Trish is so frustrating. Because first of all, Trish Stratus was supposed to be in 2K15 because there's audio files that suggest that. Lita was literally in 2K14, correct me if I'm wrong. She was in 13 or 14. There was two different versions of her. No, she was in 14. Trish wasn't, but Lita was in 2K14. Now she's DLC for 16. Makes no sense. Mr. Perfect literally was in 2K14. Literally. Kurt Hennig. But he was in 2K14. Why is he DLC? And Roddy Piper, okay, it's been a while since Roddy Piper's been in it. So I'll give him that much. And then, yes, the Hall of Fame showcase. So because of that, we got a bunch. Alundra Blaze, Arn Anderson. When is the next time Arn Anderson is in a game? I think is he in a couple one? I'm actually very curious. Is he? He was in 12, 16, and 17. So damn, that's it. They could I'm about to say they could bring him back. But he's still in AEW. Is he still in AEW? No, he's in WWE now, right? What is Arn doing nowadays, actually? Booker T 96, Butch, Dustin Rhodes, Earthquake. Yes, Earthquake and Typhoon are also gonna be in 2K26. Jake Roberts 91. He appeared in 2K17. For Arn Anderson. Kevin Nash, Larry Sabisco, Luke, Randy Savage 91, Flair 91, Steamboat, Rikishi 2000, Scott Hall, which is why, again, they couldn't add. I don't understand why they didn't add WrestleMania 18. They knew they were going to add Scott Hall in it. So I don't see. That's one of those things I question. It's like they already knew. It's not like this DLC comes after the fact. You already know who the DLC is. Let's be real for a second, guys. Why couldn't you add WrestleMania? At least we could have got the WrestleMania 18 arena in present day. Why didn't they just do that for Stone Cold? Stevie Ray, Tatsumi Fujinami, Ted DiBiase, The Rock, Typhoon, the new moves, and then this always gives me a chuckle, the Future Stars pack, and no one's in the company anymore, so that tells you all you need to know. They were pushed. This is funny because they weren't in NXT, but they classified them as NXT Superstars. So yeah, Blake and Murphy. I mean, the Future Stars was to Jeff. First of all, the hilariousness of this is Epico and Primo, who's been in the company at minimum since 2010 for Primo. Epico, I think, came a little bit. No, actually, scratch that. Primo's been in the company since like 2009, I believe. It was 2009 or 8. Epico came a little bit later. But yeah, these are not. These are hilarious. Blake and Murphy, sure. And then obviously the big one was Samoa Joe. Future jobbers, except for Samoa Joe. No, Murphy had something, and he still has something. Like, Murphy was not really given a chance on the main roster, unfortunately. They fumbled Murphy. It's just one of those things where it's like Vince doesn't. You could be a good wrestler, but if you don't have a character, there's not much they can do with you. That was Vince's logic. Is like Murphy is good. He is good, and Blake was unfortunately screwed because what the hell's the guy's name? I forgot. Because of his comments during 2020, because of real life stuff, which I don't want to get into. In 2020, he made some comments. They basically screwed over Blake and tell the other guy's name. I know he's in TNA right now. The Forgotten Sons. They were the Forgotten Sons, and then basically the guy's comments screwed him over. So he was basically dead in the water. But Murphy, they had something with Murphy. Then yes, the Mojo. And then the season pass, all that good stuff. I mean, DLC outside of my issue with my issue, and they still to this day, they keep putting people as DLC, just keep them in the goddamn game. Like, for example, I know Trish and Lita, thank God, are in the games currently, but it's like, are you serious right now? How many times do you have to keep re-putting these people in the goddamn game? Just leave them in there. If their Legends deal expire, which obviously these two never did, clearly, just stop taking them out. The only game which has Stevie Ray. Yeah, I think someone said that earlier. You're absolutely right. And then that's it. I'm pretty sure Booker T would have no issue having his brother back in the game. And Booker T's like, I just don't get it. A lot of these people, they keep re-putting back. Like, again, Earthquake and Typhoon. Once again, if they were in 2K16, why are they not in 2K? Why were they not already in 2K26? They're putting them back in 2K26, the natural disasters. I have no issue with it, but they should have been kept in the game to begin with. It just makes no sense to me. So where were we? Yes, universe mode. So again, I'm not, as you know, my thoughts on universe mode, pretty much my enjoyment out of it in terms of how it was structured died with 13. But there is some good with this universe mode because it actually introduced something I feel like really set the trajectory of the games moving forward. It started in this mode and they didn't expand into the regular mode. Is it in the regular? Actually, let's see real quick. Basically, universe mode, the biggest thing is, well, there's two major things. One, the suit, there is no more, the brand, it's actually hilarious. So they really touted because there was no brand split, but the issue was you had to sign people as superstars. So they made sure now, so let's just show you. Not a calendar. So let's just say Bray Wyatt, right? So Bray Wyatt is on Raw and SmackDown. You can basically assign people to certain shows. So you know how Brock Lesnar was pretty much only appearing on Raw for the most part? Because there was basically no more brand split. You could have people be assigned to certain shows, and then like, if you don't want them on Superstars, you can take that off. That's what started in this game, which is good. But the main thing yes, there was a time period where you can have both be in the world championship picture and the singles title picture at the same time, but that's not a thing anymore. And then the relationship settings and the statistics. But the main thing is the status effects, which is when you have a major head injury, it will affect you during the match. So basically now a lot of things matter when it comes to matches. And then when you win, you could be on a hot streak, so your stats get booed up. So all that started with this game. So this was, even though it was minor, this is more of a back end stuff. It does help the replayability of this mode if you're really into it. If you're really deep into it, these minor stuff did help. Minor gamers don't care about Legends. I was so mad when they removed Rikishi on 19, but I remember they replied to me, no one cares. No, it's Jericho in the game? Yes, he is actually in this game, actually. I think 2K18 is his last appearance. 2K19 is his. Is 2K19 or 18 his last appearance? I know he's in 18. I'm not 100% sure with 19. But Jericho is in this game, actually. Let's just see. Where are you? Both him and 01. Because, Vengeance, the undisputed title. But no, it's just, no, again, it's the vocal minority. This is my biggest issue with the community. I know I'm about to go on a little rant, but just hear me out. This is last year till 2K19. My biggest issue is the vocal minority of the community. Yes, they are very loud. And unfortunately 2K cave in certain spots, but it's like, they mean nothing. For example, the vocal minority talks about my faction. They're pushing for all these whatever, and that's why they keep pushing it. There is a subset of people. You might not think that there are a subset of people that are loud enough to keep talking about praising my fact. That's why they're getting all this stuff. But then they complain about the game, like the purple stamina bar or whatever. I personally do not. Again, I am more of a simulation guy. I want the best wrestling experience possible in my games. That purple stamina bar worked because people kept spamming reversals. Again, I don't want my wrestling game to be a Street Fighter game, a Tekken game. If I wanted to play Street Fighter and Tekken, I would rather do that. I'd rather play Street Fighter and Tekken. I want to play a wrestling game. And you know what? Wrestlers don't reverse 24/7. This is not AEW, no offense. But so the purple stamina bar is a good choice. I know you say, well, what about the stun meter? I don't care about the stun meter, but the purple stamina bar, I am, because it's essentially the reversal slots. They just put it as a stamina bar. They're basically one and the same. The stun meter can go away, I don't care, but you mean the reversal limits? God, I hate it. I'm a fan of it because, again, I'm a simulated person. I like simulation wrestling games. I'm perfectly okay with Here Comes the Pain, but that's just another era. If I want the current games, I'd rather have a simulation style. But at least, again, they do give you the option to turn off the the stun meter, but the purple stamina bar I think stays. I don't have an issue with it, reversal limit, because it makes you think, because that's part of the reason why I don't play online anymore. It's because people they just try too hard. They just spam revert, like they will just keep reversing everything. And just how the game allows you. It's just how the game functioned up until 2K25 and 6 basically. They just reverse out of everything, nothing. And it sucks. So I'd rather have that, but yeah, it's just a vocal minority. I know they're trying to take away that purple stamina. I'm like, I'm not even gonna play 2K26. They actually take it out. Thank God they didn't, and I hope it stays. Or fine, just give them the stupid option to turn it off. If you let them turn it off, then I have no problem with them giving the option to turn it off, but just keep it in. Don't take it out. This is actually one of the best things they added. I know a lot of people say differently, but they're very the vocal minority. They don't know what they want. Fans don't know what they want until they actually have it. I'm telling you, if you take out the purple stamina bar, the gameplay is now no different than what it was back in 2K22, and people are reversing out everything. That's just my personal opinion. And then yeah, so Jericho, the other main thing that they added, like I said, the affiliate show, you could turn it on and off, and then minor show. Yeah, the other main thing that they added, the personality traits. So now this affects the matches as well as, again, how they act and how they're going to be positioned on the card, like who they team up with, whatever. Prideful, obviously the blue is more being a face, and red are more heelish traits, and blue is more of a face traits, obviously. So obviously Jericho's ego, disrespectful, so he's going to be doing more disrespectfful stuff during the match. So this gave characters now way more personality in match. Like little stuff like this makes them more unique. So I did like that. It started in this game. And I don't believe they personally added it out. But in terms of updates to universe mode, that was basically it. Those two things. I wish I was making it up. Outside of that, you're pretty much I thought personality traits was filler. They mean a lot. Nah. They mean a lot. To the point that I think they don't either. Did they add it to the main part? I don't think they added it to the main. Yes, they did. So he did add it as well as the main game as well. This is actually very important. They work. They 100% work for AI purposes. If you're fighting AI, they actually work. I don't know about the current games because we have the a bunch of more AI stuff. So I don't know how relevant it is, but at least in terms of universe mode with AI, especially with the status effects, everything works. Little stuff like that works together. It affects one-on-one matches, yes. And again, the more they do it, either they're going to start organically going up or down. They're going to eventually switch sides up or down. Organic stuff like that, I have no issue with. Just want to talk about that. Quick detour. I want to talk about the soundtrack. I know it's commonplace now. The soundtrack for 2K26. Who was this curated by? I don't remember. But one of the main... So, I mean, kind of off topic. For some reason, this game was like this was coinciding with some about the beats, so like something related to that. But yeah, soundtrack 2K26. There are some personal favorites of mine. For example, where is it? It's tricky. I do get a kick out of that one. Something to Believe In is good. I like it. Hello World, I have no issue with it. Deep Six gets annoying after a while when you listen to it a lot, in my personal opinion. Heavy Dirty Soul, I like it. And my favorite song out of the whole soundtrack is Transmission. Again, it's I know it's gonna sound crazy. From the 2K era, my favorite soundtrack is actually 2K20. I know it sounds crazy, but it really is. The lineup there was actually pretty solid of songs. The rest of these games, they had like one or two or three that I like, but 2K20 overall, I can listen to all day. They curated it perfectly for 2K20. But again, there's some good songs in here. Transmission, Till It's Gone. But I definitely like Hardy Dirty Soul. It's tricky. Hello World. That's my second favorite song of the soundtrack. People like Damian Mizdow, Brian Pillman, Layla, and Cameron, and others made their last appearance in the game. You're absolutely right. Cameron, yeah, this was her last appearance. And speaking of Cameron, and this is my, I'm only gonna briefly mention this because we're gonna mention 2K15 soundtrack, Harbor Warrior. Yeah, again, 2K15, I hated that soundtrack at first, but now listening to it now, it's my second favorite outside of 2K20. I didn't give it a chance. I will admit, I did not give it a chance back in the day. I was a kid. What can I say? But not really a kid. I was in high school. I like Hello World. Yeah, like I said, there were some good songs. Not overall. Like this is not 2007 levels of good or the original SmackDown versus Raw or any SmackDown versus Raw in general. But it's a fine listing. But like I said, 2K21 I enjoy overall. But yeah, you're right. So back to Cameron and Eva Marie. For those who forget, by the time this is what I mean. There's my tinfoil hat theory. I told you one of the things this game started. They started a interesting precedent. What do I mean? Marketing. Remember, their biggest marketing trait was the biggest roster of all time. Yes, that is true. Semantics. You could dub it the biggest roster of all time. You take out half the roster in the previous game that wasn't included 2 games ago. So that's besides the point. This is the game that started the marketing. So what do I mean? I have a lot to say about 2K. Just wait until yeah, that's what I said. I've been waiting for 2K17 stream. I can go on forever. But one of the biggest things, I'm bringing up Cameron and Eva Marie. Now, why do I bring these people up? Because Cameron, where is she? By the time this game came out, both Cameron and Eva Marie were still on NXT. Yes, I know Eva Marie showed up at WrestleMania 32, but she was actually wrestling on NXT. So what I'm trying to say is they were basically they were NXT superstars, even though Eva Marie was technically on the main roster. That's besides the point. But yet they had time to put her and Cameron in the game. Cameron was in the last game too, but that's besides the point. Eva Marie specifically, I just want to really point out. They put her in the game. There are 4 women that were 100% purposely not put in here, and I want to show you the reason that they gave. I purposely did not show it to you in this part because it makes more sense to show it to you in the next game, their reasoning for it. But it's like there's 4 big names that are missing. There is zero excuse why they're not in here. It's so awful too. He looks so angry, and they didn't change him in 2K17 either. Basically, everyone who looks pretty much the same as 2K16 are the same as 2K17. It's not until 2K18. Harlem Heat's in this game, but I'm saying there's 4 glaring omissions from the NXT roster that should 100% in this game, because you have people like Kevin Owens, who came in December of 2014, and Finn Balor, who came in the fall, but they're in this game. But there was 4 women that were in there before those 2 superstars that somehow did not make the cut. And yes, I totally forgot D'Lo Brown was in this game. Okay. Just wanted to point that out. Now, the cut content for 2K16. Again, this is related to the PC version. You can find this. So, one of the weird things with the PC version that they had is that they had a bunch of low-quality face renders just there, either humans or just that. It's just there for some reason, even though they're just stills of the video. Don't know why. But one of the more important things I'm going to point out is the locked moves. So, 2K15 had a lot of deleted moves from PS4, Xbox One because, transition. Basically, the moves from 2K14 that they couldn't transition into the next-gen versions of the game, they got deleted. 2K16 reanimated some of those moves, but some of them are locked. The most important part is, thanks to the PC version, we found out there's some moves that are in the game, but they will freeze. They're not completed, so if you try to use them in the PC version, it will freeze upon the ending animation. The whole point is Hulk Hogan's taunts and comeback are in the game, which again basically confirms that 100% Hulk Hogan was going to be in this game. Due to the real life comments, he's not. Again, I never had an issue with Hulk Hogan or whatever. I just hate the idea of using something that you said a decade ago to affect your life now. It just makes no sense, especially if you're not the same. I mean, I highly doubt he's the same person he was a decade. It's just, that's another story. All right, I talk about it a lot in 2K15, but yes, Hulk Hogan was 100% supposed to be in this game, but he's not. And then for some strange reason, despite this being the PC release, there's a lot of stuff from WWE 12 that is still in this game. And then like music from Hangman I believe, isn't this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this not from SmackDown versus Raw 2009? an arena ambience, pyro and crowd, and then the theme was that's what I'm saying. From 2009. Oh no, Hangman, I think that was the insert song for Raw. But that's what I'm trying to say. Why is it still in the game in the PC version of the port? I have no idea. But there's one more glaring omission from 2K16 that I want to talk about, and that is Owen Hart. Yes, Owen Hart is a defining person for Stone Cold's career, especially during an incident with SummerSlam. So the reason I bring it up, because thanks to the PC version, this guy, credit to CDNY from 11 years ago, he was able to find some interesting stuff about how they ordered the arenas after the current main roster arenas, specifically for Stone Cold Showcase, right? There are 4 missing slots, and he came to the conclusion, due to evidence we're about to go over, that these were Raw 97, SummerSlam 97, Survivor Series 97, and Royal Rumble 98. The reason why he believes it's Raw 97 is because Shawn Michaels, the Bulldog, Pillman, and Jim Neidhart all have the attires from Austin and HBK versus Owen and Bulldog. And if you look, they do. Those are the attires that they have. Jim Neidhart's ultimate costume is from Austin and Owen from Survivor Series 97, which it is. Royal Rumble 98, Vader, Honky Tonk Man, and Mark Henry 98 are all wearing their 98 Rumbles match. So that's another reason why he thinks that. And Owen Hart's taunt, sit out, tombstone, pile drive, and sharpshooter are all in the game. So again, Owen Hart, they had every intention of putting Owen Hart in this game, but due to the real life situation, Martha and whatever, it's just never ended up being. So it's like, this game probably would have been our only shot of having Owen Hart in the game. I do not foresee any other game in the WWE game series that will have Owen Hart. So this was our only shot, and due to real life situations, that is not happening anymore. He's been blacklisted from WWE. Hogan or Owen? Owen's not blacklisted. It's just literally the one person is being petty about it. I'm pretty sure Triple H would have no problem talking about Owen Hart or whatnot. If you're referring to Owen or you're referring to Hogan. I mean, Hogan's not blacklisted anymore. But yeah. So we'll do one more. End off the stream. I guess we could do one more showcase for Austin, which was their fault. He's passed. That is true. It is there. I mean, it happened in WWE program, but it's just like, we can't take back what happened. At least we can at least still acknowledge that he existed. It's just the idea that we can't acknowledge that he existed is more of the issue here. This is a Chris Benoit situation where it's understandable why you don't want to acknowledge that he existed, but it's like, come on. I'm just saying, it's like, just come on. I guess we could cap it off with, should we do Rock versus Stone Cold versus The Rock? Just imagine that poll didn't snap. WrestleMania 19. Yeah, we're going to cap it off WrestleMania 19. And unfortunately, oops. Yeah, I gotta wait. It sucks because we can never have Over the Edge, which the Over the Edge arena, which was a very cool arena design, my personal opinion. I actually like that arena design, but we can never have it in a game ever. Due to that, so. Or unless, is Over the Edge in this game? No, I know Over the Edge 98 is in this game. Is Over the Edge 99 in this game? I don't think it is. Or is it fully loaded 99? It's either fully loaded or no, it's definitely Over the Edge. Is Over the Edge in this game? 99? I know 98 is. Okay, there we go. We got 98. Yeah, so 99 is not in this game. Got it. All right, we should be good. As it's loading. And the last time we're ever going to have WrestleMania 19 in the goddamn game, we haven't yet to get it back. I know we don't have the curve. Again, we're on the PS5 and PS4. Why can't we have curved arenas? Do they not? Yes, they're going to. The guy's excuse was, I forgot who said it. We're going to make new animations. Or this is my point, right? This is what frustrates me with the series. You know what their argument is? You can't. I know you're not gonna believe it. Where it's gonna take time for us to make new animations. Okay. Your point. You know what would actually save time and have the money and resources for that? Getting rid of my faction, the island. I know, it's like what a novel concept. Make more better content that will last longer. Because you know what doesn't last long? My faction and the island. You know, after 2 years, the server shut down. You know what'll last forever that you keep reusing in other games? Curved entrances. What a crazy concept, I know. Here Comes the Pain had the best Hollywood Rock entrance. Yeah, because it had the video pack, it had the video Titantron before it happened too, yeah. If only they would bring back his entrance. I know he got the final boss. I mean, I know they had the final boss entrance, the remix version of that, but I do believe, yeah, about to say they have a cutscene for this one. So good. God damn it, I gotta mute it. And it sucks because it's not curved. At least they have his like, and they had the right attire too. What is it? OMR. One more. It should be, yeah. One more round. His jacket. Yep, OMR. So they had the right one too. No curve intro. That's why I said it's like the guy's excuse. I forgot who it was. Like he's like, you have to make new entrance animations. No shit. So just but help you with that. Take out my faction, the island. Give you a lot more resources and money to put in new entrance animation. I know it sounds crazy, and that was their excuse for not having triple threat or fatal four-way rivalry cutscenes in universe mode. We got to make new entrance animation, and that's a problem because it's like I'm listening to him say it, but I'm not seeing the problem. It's like the solution is very simple. Stop putting your resources in something that won't last for more than 2 years, and then you can. Because those entrance animation and cutscenes will last you forever. Because you just keep reusing them in the next game.
Gives the referee a little sign language, and Austin will go for the stunner. Austin quickly going for the stunner, and The Rock having to scoot outside and regroup. It got a little hot in the kitchen.
Again, I just do like they have the actual real life audio of it. They can hear the crowd. That's why I do like they actually have the real life audio of it. And just everything just looks so clean in this game. I know starting with 2K18, they changed the rendering. They have a completely new graphics engine. I just feel like the engine that they were using with 2K15, I would have no problem with it coming back. I know the superstars look crazy like Dana Brooke. We'll get to her tomorrow. But I talk about just presentation wise, I feel like it did not look any. I feel like the issue with the graphics engine they used from 18 to 19 and 20, it just felt too dark. If you know what I'm saying. This has the right balance of light and dark. It's like the game is too dark. The shadows or whatnot. It's way too dark for me. I'm not saying it looked bad, but the shadows do not help. Like the contrast they have in that game is way too dark. Like with this, I felt like it was the perfect lighting and everything. All right. Damn. I believe The Rock does the rock bottom 3 times in this match. He should. Yeah, I distinctly remember how it ends. It's a very interesting ending.
Better known as a kneecap. Oh. And again, focusing on the knee is The Rock. Very strategic. He knows exactly, very precise in what he's doing. And now look at, oh boy, oh man, this could do it for Stone Cold. Shades of WrestleMania 13, the sharpshooter that Bret the Hitman Hart used on Stone Cold as Austin was bleeding profusely, finally passing out. Austin, luckily, gets to the bottom rope, but I think the damage has been done here.
What does pop me is that the 2K16 logo. I mean, come on, you at least could have put the SmackDown Here Comes the Pain logo up there. Or shut your mouth. At least make it more accurate to the time. But they had the 2K60. I know why it's up there, but it's like the idea that this is in 2003.
Oh no, on the knee. Again, The Rock trying to exploit the injured knee of Austin.
Again, they got the Spanish commentators right there too. They made it accurate stuff like that. They even had the Spanish commentators right there. Are there even any extra commentators on the second announce tables in the current games? No, they just have it there for the sake of having it there.
This huge crowd here. Whoa, wait a minute.
And like the little details matter.
Instead of electrifying, that The Rock is just pissed off Austin. And Stone Cold, both men thinking alike.
I mean, they always say 2K, I mean, WrestleMania 19 almost gave WrestleMania 17 a run for its money. I mean, it was a WrestleMania 19, looking at that card, not bad. I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it, as me, Undertaker, my favorite wrestler of all time. The weakest parts of the card was Undertaker, the handicap match. That kind of brought the card down a little, but other than that, WrestleMania 19 is pretty much up there for me as top 5 WrestleManias. You totally missed that one, Rock. That's how a clothesline is supposed to happen. But yeah, as we're playing this, 2K16, again, the showcase is all about, they pretty much course corrected. Whether they did it intentionally or not, I will never have proof of that. I can just only judge things based on what happened. They clearly listened to the fans, at least for 1 year. They brought back as much as they could in 1 year. So everything that, I mean, we still lost match types and we never got back. Create a story, gone. Many match types that took forever to come back, they still didn't bring back until now, after Ukes left. And people were starting to like the simulation style of gameplay that they had. I think 2K16 helped with that by making it a tad bit more faster, and the reversal stocks as well. That is making it feel different to make it even more simulated. I know people are probably not a fan of it, but I liked it because, again, it makes you think. You can't just use all your reversals. I will try and perform a stunner. With the... I don't have enough stamina. Whew. All right. I gotta wait. Come on, Rock. Turn around. There we go. Now get the stunner. Perfecto. Grab the Rock off the mat. We're getting there. It's like so cinematic, this match.
Oh, look at this.
They did it so perfectly.
Shoving the referee out of the way. Oh my gosh, JR, did you see that?
Not a good move by Austin. First he could have gotten disqualified.
Honestly, like, just everything, attention to detail. Rock still has the jacket on. Like, it's so good.
So proud of himself.
So good.
Man in sports entertainment. Still wearing that vest. Will he ever take that off, JR?
This is arguably the greatest rivalry ever in WWE. The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It can't get bigger. It can't get more intense. They know each other so well.
Oh, wait a minute. It looks like Rock is ready to electrify this huge crowd at WrestleMania. The most electrifying move in all of sports entertainment. It is The Rock with the people's elbow. Here it comes.
And Austin had it scouted very well. A little bit too much preening.
Trying to go for the stunner.
Oh my gosh, the spine buster.
The spine on the
like just the camera work and everything.
And The Rock
Like, look, like, it's so good. This is when you actually try. Little stuff like this matters. I know I'm supposed to kick out at 2, but still. Make it more dramatic. I love how there's like no it's the little details, like for example, there's no checkpoint box anymore, because it's like we know it's about to end. It just says defeat the Rock, but you know you can't. There's no checklist anymore. You could try, they won't let you though. No matter what you do, you can't beat them. I think if I hit the stunner, it still won't let you beat him. Essentially, this is like, I think this is the only game where you can't win the final match. Where you literally are, you literally cannot win the final match. Because I think, again, just like how Stone Cold career ends, like you end how when you lose. They could have made you play as The Rock, but they still made you play as Stone Cold, which makes perfect sense. Probably some people first time even watching Austin's career through this game. They probably thought he beat The Rock, but nope. Even if you go for the pin, it's not gonna work. Nope. I believe you're supposed to just let The Rock hit you with the rock bottom. Yep. You think you got it.
Looks like this may be it.
I know, it's the cutscene first, and then they're gonna do it. And again, the little details that matter.
Austin able to kick out the Rock, saying, "What the hell do I have to do?"
I didn't even kick it. I didn't even kick out. It was just a cutscene.
In a WrestleMania main event.
And now it's 2 rock bottoms, and here's the last one.
The Rock poises for another. Oh, we've seen this.
He's setting up for another rock bottom.
I believe this is the last one. It should be. Yep. And then you can't. See? Oh yeah, my bad. I miscounted. He did the stunner first, the other cutscene. I don't know why I imagine he did the rock bottom the first time. He did the stunner first. Then he just did the rock bottom, second rock bottom. Now we're about to do the third one. My apologies.
Not many men kick out of the rock bottom.
They let you kick out of that one.
Rock is thinking about another rock bottom.
This main event at WrestleMania 19 may end momentarily. Austin staggers up, trying to fight out of this predicament with hard elbows. The point of the elbow to the temple.
No.
A rock bottom, a rock bottom, and a hook of the parlay.
Oh, this has got to be it for Austin. Wait a minute, JR. Somehow Austin kicked out.
I cannot.
One
believe
more.
Austin able to kick out, and neither can The Rock by the looks of his face.
The Rock is in shock right now.
And so are these fans. As we said, over 50.
And I do like that it's one cutscene.
On a beautiful day in Seattle, Washington.
They could have separated all of this, but they just made it one, just the cinematic experience. Again, slingshot technology ruins this. Like in-game stuff. The cinematic experience of this. That's why people consider this the best showcase.
The Rock may be setting Austin up for another.
They put the effort to this in the game
The Rock is obsessed. He's got to hit the
instead of just showing the footage.
He's got to win this match by using the rock bottom, come hell or high water.
Look out, Steve. Here it goes again. And now another rock bottom. Nobody can survive this.
The Rock.
Last one, no matter, you just can't get it.
Can Austin kick out?
It's over. Unfortunately, I can't show you the ending because I can't skip it. It's over. I liked how it ended too. I wish I could show Stone Cold currently talking, but I can't. There we go. And that is the ending of this showcase. Maybe again, one day on stream we could just witnesses the whole thing from beginning to end and go through the Hall of Fame showcase. But that's another story for another time. But that's pretty much it for 2K16. Again, for a lot of people, this was not only a big step up from 2K15, they restored most of the content. It was the biggest roster of all time. Marketing is questionable, but it's still biggest roster of all time. For a lot of people, this is like the best it got for 2K series. 2K16 improved upon everything from 2K15. Showcase was great. There, a lot of people claim, me as well, this is the last good showcase because it beginning to end, everything was well done. The cinematics and everything was well done in this. They need to, if they're going to do showcase again, I have no issue with CM Punk's 2K26 showcase. I'm a fan of CM Punk, but it's hard to do a showcase, not only with the licensing issues with certain wrestlers, but it's just, since his career is not over, there's no definitive ending. With Stone Cold, you got it from beginning to end. Perfect stuff. So yeah, that was 2K16. And for some, this would probably be the last game which felt unique. Again, I talked about in earlier streams where every game, regardless if you love or hate it, like 2008's perfect example, every game felt unique. There was a major selling point in those games. Every game had a unique selling point where you could still go back and play those games, you get a unique experience. And that's where this ends. 2K16 is officially the last game where that tradition ends. For like the first time in like 17 years, at this, well, 16 years, given the timeline, where there was a major selling point in every game, and it ended right here. Because tomorrow, we're going to look at 2K17, the game where essentially, if you already own 2K16, there's no point in buying 2K17. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. So thanks for everyone who was here live, just real quick. Mustafa, you were here like before anyone. I appreciate it. Bean Sun Toast was here earlier. Thank you, man. Renee was here for the first time. Michael, Alex, Slade, Kwamik. If I don't miss anyone. Vincent, Space Ghost, Will, Alex. I already said that. Make sure everyone else was. Make sure I don't miss anyone. Michael, Alex. Yes, Locke stopped by. Appreciate it, man. Just again, appreciate you guys just still sticking with me through this whole event. It really does mean a lot. I had a feeling people would like what I do. It's just, I didn't know it was gonna be this many of you guys showing up. So thank you guys. It does mean a lot. And Salvo Savage was here. And helped me with the ladder match. Wasn't for him, I think I would have been stuck on that ladder match for a little bit. So I appreciate that. Make sure I missed. And Vito as well. Appreciate you. And yep, everyone who was here. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you tomorrow with 2K17. The game where, again, if you already own 2K16, do you really need to buy 2K17? We'll look at that tomorrow.